the law of cause and effect. All things, without exception, arise from a direct cause which comes in contact with the proper conditions. This is referred to as conditional causation and must be taken into account in order to arrive at a correct decision. The simplest way to understand conditional causation is through an example. A flower will bloom only after the seed, the direct cause, comes in contact with soil, water, light, etc., the proper conditions. Only then will a beautiful flower blossom, the result. If either the direct cause, the seed, or the proper conditions, soil, water, light, etc., is absent, the result, flower, will not come into being. According to the Buddha, conditional causation means seeing things as they are. Seeing things as they are means understanding that if we work at it hard enough, something will come of it. It also means giving up and with good grace when we see that no amount of contriving will bring about the result we seek. The positive aspect is seeing what must be done and getting up and doing it. Now that social conditions have changed, it is possible to see things as they are under different conditions, which presently means changing those things which need changing, and there are many. Many of our brightest are happily moving in the direction of social change, but it is to be hoped that they realize they do so by means of the same seeing things as they are teaching of Buddha Dharma. The true Buddhist's attitude is to always determine what the cause is, what the conditions are, and then strive to see things as they really are. Recovering even stronger from a fall. To constantly brood over the same thing is not good for you. Let us give up cleanly those things that we can. When you cannot give something up, be prepared or resolved to suffer. However, if misfortune or reversals should occur, don't just cry about it. Transform your misfortune so you may again stand up before the world. This is the attitude the Buddha taught. An oyster creates a pearl. How? While at the bottom of the ocean it accidentally takes in a foreign particle, sand, or even a small piece of rock. The foreign particle hurts the oyster, so it tries to expel it. In most cases, the oyster succeeds. However, there are times when the sharp edges of the foreign particle become embedded in the soft, fleshy part of the oyster's insides, and the oyster finds it impossible to expel. What does the oyster do then? The oyster resigns itself to the foreign particle remaining inside its shell. To relieve the pain, it begins to secrete a substance which envelops the sharp edges. Over and over again, it surrounds the foreign particle with its secretions until the sharp edges are smoothed and become round. The result is a beautiful pearl. Aren't there similarities in your own life? In our culture, those with easy-to-injure hearts gather and live together. Every day, foreign particles which hurt the heart enter in. The usual heartaches are expelled after sleeping on it for a night. There are times, however, when we are confronted with a problem that we just cannot expel. Try as we may, we are not able to forget the hurt it is causing within us. What can we do at times like that? Do what the oyster does. If there is no way of expelling the foreign particle, it must be endured. However, rather than leaving the wound as it is, there is a way of transforming this foreign particle into a pearl. This way is what is taught in Buddha Dharma, and more specifically in the Namuamidabutsu teaching, about which we will speak at greater length later. Buddha Dharma does not teach you to run away from misfortune. There is no place where you can run which is far enough away to avoid it. The Namuamidabutsu is not a teaching which stresses Pure Land in the future in order to make you forget the hurt of today. Buddha Dharma is not a teaching which merely urges you to accept things and endure them the best you can. What the Buddha taught was a way which allows you to live strongly and independently at all times, whether during those few moments in our lives when we are elated at our triumph, whether during the 90% or so of our lives when we live a humdrum existence, or whether during those moments of despair that enter into all of our lives. In the simple and artless expression of an anonymous ancient Japanese quote, "Don't let anything stick into you." That is, don't let anything get you down. The conditions are always right for those who have something immovable to associate themselves with. They don't let anything stick into them. They may meet hardships and incur serious illnesses, but the spirit to meet these adversities arises naturally and without effort. When the law of cause and effect is clearly seen and a foundation for us to build is established, we are on our way. Buddha Dharma is not only the teachings of the Buddha, it is the way for us to become a Buddha. As a Buddhist, we must always keep our eyes on the ideal and diligently pursue the way.